our lessons from englishlime. So today we are going to talk about conditional sentences. Condition, it means you have some sort of condition inside of a sentence. And we will talk about two types of conditional sentences. Type number 1 and type number 2. So let's start with the type number 1. So conditional sentences, type number 1, or the first type. In other words, we call them real conditions, real conditional sentences. Real, you understand that it can happen in your real time. For example, I will write a sentence and then I will explain the structure for the sentence. The first sentence is, if I pass my exam, I will be happy. So, if I pass my exam, I will be happy. So, you see, there are two clauses. Clauses is a little sentence, short sentence. So, this is a clause, short sentence, and this is a clause. You don't need to know these names, but I want to explain that this one sentence consists of two clauses. So, one clause, two clause. So, this one we call conditional clause. Conditional. So, if you have one part of the sentence starting with if, it means this is the condition. Under what conditions I will be happy? If I pass my exam. So, this is your condition, right? So, and inside of conditional clause, we use what? We use present simple. So, this is present simple. And this is, we call it a main clause. We use, you can see that here we use will be. Will, auxiliary verb, plus main verb be. It is future simple. Do you remember we learned with you future simple? It means you have to add auxiliary verb will plus any verb of your choice. So once again, inside the clause with if, you use present simple. No will. You don't say if I will pass. Actually, you want to say will when you translate into your language. We don't use will inside if. If I pass, if she passes, because present simple, I will be happy or she will be happy. Under these conditions, I will be happy. When? Under what conditions will I be happy? If I pass my exam. The next, one more sentence. If I have time, I will call you. If I have time, okay, I will call you. If I have time, I will call you. So, under what conditions will I call you? If I have time, I will call you. If I don't have time, I won't call you. We actually transform this sentence into negative. If I don't have time, I will not, short, I won't call you. So you have the condition here. The condition is if I don't have time, and we have the main clause, the main sentence, I won't call you. So it can be positive, negative, or it can be just negative, positive. You can change it. It depends on the meaning. Like, what do you want to say, right? If I don't have time, you see, this is again, if I have time, have, present simple. If I don't have time, the same present simple with a negative form, right? So it can change, but don't forget, no will, no won't inside if clause. Will or won't we use in the main clause, all right? So, and one more example with the verb to be, maybe because we know that the verb to be also can be used in present simple. If the weather is fine, I will go for a walk, right? If the weather is fine, I again will go for a walk. So, what do you see here? We see again present simple with the verb to be. Am is are, it's present simple with the verb to be, right? If the weather is fine, our present simple, I will go for a walk. Future simple, you see? Won't call, will go, will call, will be, and so on. So the verb to be can be used here or here. We use it like is. If I am not busy, I will call you. If I am busy, I won't call you. It depends on the meaning. What do you want to say to your friend, right? So the main rule here, we have two parts, if part and the main clause, will part. Inside of if, you don't use will. Also, you can change it. For example, I will be happy. Let me write it. Let me write the same sentence. I will be happy if I pass my exam. If, sorry, you can write it with a small letter. If I pass my exam. So, you can change it, right? You can do like that, you can do like that. So, changing the clauses doesn't change the meaning. If I pass my exam, I will be happy. I will be happy if I pass my exam. The same, no problem. You can change it. Please don't forget that in this side, inside if sentence, we use present simple. Inside main clause, we use will. All right? Very easy. Now your task is to write 3 sentences with conditional sentence type 1. Right? Practice it like minimum 3 sentences so you can feel the structure. Okay? If, present simple, and then main clause with will. Alright? So, now conditional sentence type 2. First of all, I will clean some sentences from our board. And we will start talking about type 2. So, like that. So, type number 2, we call it dreams. Dreams or dream. Okay, dreams. It means something right now it's not real. Something that you want right now, but you don't have it right now. So you are dreaming. I want it in my life, but right now I don't have it. For example, if I had more money, I would travel the world. Let me write it first. If I had more money, I would travel the world. So you have here again two clauses. So this one, if, and the main clause. So inside if sentence, you see the verb had. Do you remember the verb have in the past? Had. So this is past simple. And instead of will, we use would in the main clause. So we call it future in the past. Future in the past. Will, the past form is would. So we have would here. So this is the construction. We are not talking about past. We speak about dreams. We speak in the now. But the construction, the structure, the verb should be in the past. But we are speaking now about our dreams. So if I had more time, I would travel the world. D olurdu, gezerdim. Right? Right now you don't have it, but you dream about it. So one more example. If you worked harder, you would be more successful. So again, this is, first of all, I will write, this is conditional clause. This is the main clause with would. Alright? Here, we don't use will or would, nothing. Just verb in past simple. So, one more example. If you worked harder, you would be more successful. If you worked harder, you would be more successful. So, you see, where is the verb here? Verb is worked. Here, had, irregular verb in the past. Have, had. Here, work, worked. Past simple, alright. If clause. Under what conditions you would be more successful? If you worked harder. Çalışsaydın olurdun. Right? So you use would and verb be. Right? You would get more money. You would be more successful. Right? So again, in the main clause, you use would. Plus, you can change it actually. So you can say, you would be more successful. You would be more successful. Yeah. Under what conditions? If you worked harder. You see, I changed the clauses, the meaning didn't change. You would be more successful under what conditions? If you worked harder. Again, we have if. Inside if, we use normal verb in the past, and inside main clause, we use would be. So when you change the position, the meaning doesn't change. No problem, all right? And one more sentence that I would like to explain to you with conditional sentences, type 2, with the verb to be. For example, if I were you, I wouldn't talk to him. Let me write it first. If I were you, I would talk to him. Let's make it positive. So, actually I have to use was here. So, you know, present simple, I am. But here we have to use past simple, so I was. If I was you, I would talk to him. Sen olsaydın, konuşurdum. Right? But right now, I cannot be you. So actually, this is correct if I was you. But in conditional sentences, it's better to use were with all the pronouns. I know we use were with you were, we were, they were, right? But if it's conditional sentences, dreams, we try to use were with all of the pronouns. I were, you were, he were, she were, we were, everything with were, so you understand, she is using conditional sentence. Sen olsaydın. If I were you, I would talk to him. Right? If I were you, I wouldn't talk to him. You can use it like negative, right? No problem. Again, we have if sentence. In if sentence, we have the verb to be, but in conditional sentences, try to use were. If I were, I don't know, if I were a superstar, I would travel the world, right? If I were you, I would do it by all means. But actually, I cannot be you. So that's why it's a dream, right? It's a dream. It's not possible right now. If it's possible, like, I cannot be you. It's kind of advice. Sen olsaydım. If I were you, I would work harder. If I were you, I would tell it, right? So, once again, inside of if sentence, past simple, the verb. If it's to be, always were. If it's normal verb, ed. If it's irregular verb, verb to construction, past simple. All right? So, conditional sentences. Right now, try to make 3 conditional sentences with dreams. Like your dreams. What do you want right now, but you don't have it? Like you're dreaming. If I had a car, I would drive it every day. If I had $1 million, I would start a business. If I had a lot of money, I would travel a lot, right? So, 3 sentences with conditional type number 2. So, we have conditional sentences, real, type 1, that can happen in your life. Inside if, we use present simple. Inside the main sentence, we use will and the verb. Next, type 2, we call it dreams. I am dreaming. Right now, I don't have it. Inside if, you use a verb in the past simple, right? If it's the verb to be, we try to use were. Was it also okay? Was, no problem, but were is better. And inside main sentence, we use would verb. Would, a verb to be, right? Plus, you can change the order of these clauses and nothing changes in the meaning, so no problem. Now, 3 sentences in type 1, 3 sentences in type 2. So, total you'll have 6 sentences to make, to practice. Try to connect the sentences with your real life. Write, read, and tell it. Tell it as if you have it, like it's from your life. Try to sound natural. Then it will stay in your mind. Okay, look at the board one more time. I hope everything was clear. So practice, do your job, and hope to see you in our next lesson. Take care.